If it is or if it ain't, it's gonna come out.
Good morning, everybody. It's your girl, Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love. Your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. It is December the 31st, 2021, and today the topic is God's presence. Y'all, it's the last day of 2021, right? That's what they say, the last day of 2021. December the 31st. Man. I'm telling y'all, like, I know I've been doing a lot of reflecting myself. Y'all, I guess those of y'all that listen to me, y'all like, man, you always reflecting about something. And that's probably true. But yeah, 2021 has been one for the record books for me, for sure. You know, not trying to get all sentimental, not trying to cry and all that, but it has been quite the year. I would say quite an amazing year, a blessed year. You know, again, I saw so many goals achieved. I saw so many milestones met. I met so many amazing people. I've talked to so many amazing people. I've been able to work with so many amazing people. I've been still hustling from home, and you know, God has been providing. God has been opening doors, establishing so many different things in my life. You know, I watched my son grow. I watched my husband step out on faith. I've been able to celebrate, you know, again, different achievements and milestones. But I feel like this year was a great year of celebrating different people in my life as well. You know, I can reflect back on all of the moments where, you know, we celebrated each other's birthdays and different achievements and things. You know, my sister opened her school and is already, you know, on her second class of students. You know, my mom has written several books now. Y'all already know about me and my stuff, so I ain't gotta sit here and keep telling y'all, you know, but I mean, 4 books in a year is amazing, and counting. Technically, for those of y'all are the Juice listeners or whatnot. Y'all are VIPs, so y'all know that technically my 5th book is done as well. But it's not published yet. Gonna hold off on publishing to launch it and whatnot, to try something different and see what it would be like to do a launch. But regardless, man, God is good, man. God is good. He's been good to me this year. I know there's a lot of things going on. I know there's been highs and lows. You know, there's family members that we've lost along the way and everything like that this year. So those what I would say would be some of the lows, you know, low points of 2021. You know, obviously the ups and downs of life, you know what I'm saying? The ups and downs of these things that are happening here in the world, not just the US, but in the world. Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, I get it, highs and lows. It depends on where you are. I don't know, those of you all that listen to me, I don't know how 2021 has been to you. I don't know, you know, maybe 2021 was a cultivation period for you, y'all. Look, throwing out stuff. Yeah, maybe 2021 was a cultivation period for you. Maybe it was a season where, you were learning and things might not have been on the up and up, so, or maybe you share in my sentiment, right? And maybe you are the same as me and you're just thankful and grateful and God has just been doing miraculous things, in your life this year. I don't know. But regardless of that, we are approaching a brand new year. Tomorrow technically will be 2022, January 1st, if the Lord's will. And I guess I would hope that this juice this morning inspires you to build your relationship and grow closer to God. Grow closer to God in 2022. If you're listening to the sound of my voice today, I guess that's the juice, y'all. I know you're like, oh, you ain't even said no verses. Yes. And I got some verses for you. I got some verses and whatnot as well. But ultimately, the juice for today is I believe, is for us to, draw near to God in His presence. So, yeah, I mean, as I did my prayer meditation with the Soul Space app this morning, yes, the phrase God's presence stood out of my mind this morning. Also, an individual stood out of my mind as well, and I guess I reached out to her in response to that. But that's neither here nor there. That's probably none of your business. But getting back to God's presence, right? After I did that, after I reached out to her, I started to look up verses centered around God's presence. They resonated immediately, and here we are. So the first verse I want to share with you all this morning is Psalm 16:11. It says, "You make known to me the path of life. In your presence there is fullness of joy. At your right hand are pleasures forevermore." Man, I guess as I read and wrote this verse down this morning, I was wondering, like, what is wrong with us? And why don't we just accept this? And why don't we seek this and want this and everything? I mean, not to say we don't. There's some of us that do, but I'm just saying overall, us overall, as humans. That was my question today as I read that verse. Exodus 33:14, it says, "And he said, my presence will go with you and I will give you rest." Yeah, that was another thing that stood out to me this morning. I feel like God is always there, right? But it's up to us to acknowledge Him. It's up to us to, have that relationship and allow Him to, lead us and guide us in life, right? So, yeah, I guess that verse has me reflecting on that this morning. Let me share another one with you all. It's Jeremiah 29:13. It says, "You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart." I'm telling y'all, man, hey, what else can you say about that? What else can be said about that, man? That's what we need to do, seek Him. And as we seek Him, hey, it says we're going to find Him. When we do what? Seek Him with our whole heart, right? With all our heart. So, nothing else to say really to that. I mean, again, everything is up to you, right? Everything is up to you as an individual, what you're going to do with this information. Again, God is there knocking. Are you going to open the door, Yep. Like He's always there knocking on our heartstrings, pulling on our heartstrings, whatever it is, to get our attention, for us to, focus on Him and let Him in. And so, yep, I'm going to move on. James 4:8. It says, draw near to God, and he will draw near to you. Cleanse your hands, you sinners, and purify your hearts, you double-minded. I guess this reminds us that we got to do something, right, to get in God's presence. Yeah, okay, we can let him in and stuff, but, at some point we got to, start to clean some stuff up. Now, you can't just be talking about you going to let God come in and, you just expecting him to just, I guess bask in mess or something. I don't know. But yeah, alongside of that, right, letting him in, we got to, prepare ourselves for him, right? We got to, cleanse our hands and purify our hearts and all these different things. There was a verse that stood out to me this morning, and it's Genesis 3:8, and I put it in the Go Deeper section. You all can read that and let it marinate on your heart, souls, and minds today. I put in the Go Deeper section for us to read this verse, reflect on it, and then ask God, one, why did Adam and Eve respond in that way to his presence? And then two, ask God, how does that coincide with the way that we respond to him today? I wrote it better than I probably just said it, but either way, I hope that you guys reflect on that verse today and let those things marinate on your heart, souls, and minds. Again, I hope that this encourages you and inspires you to draw near to God. If you feel like, you could draw a little bit closer, right? Then do so. If you already feel like, hey, I have that close relationship, we got that bond, great. Continue it, cultivate it, and then see what he wants you to do with it, beyond that. Because, it's good for you, right? It's good for you, but then it's also for you to share. So, get on that. If you feel like you're somebody that already got that, then that's beautiful. Share it, and that's the juice for today, y'all. That is the juice. Yep, that's the juice. The Bible verse of today is Psalm 73:26. It says, my flesh and my heart faileth. But God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all next year, if the Lord's will. Just a heads up, I know that today is Friday. There will be no talk show on tonight. However, you guys can get ready for tomorrow. Okay, there will be the blood covering prayer service tomorrow at 8 a.m. It will be on the Inspirational Outreach page on Facebook, but most likely we'll share it on our page as well. So be on the lookout for that coming out tomorrow. Again, the blood covering nationwide prayer service, hosted by Inspirational Outreach. It will be on their Facebook page, but you should be able to see it on ours as well. Tomorrow we will share it. And any other things, any other announcements? Oh, yeah. Hey, y'all. I tell y'all that the gift of availability, the gift of accountability is still up for grabs. A few more days it's going to be up and available. So there should be a link in the Go Deeper section for those of you all that are listening to the podcast. But for those of you all that are watching the video, there should be a link available for you all to submit to win that prize. Again, 6 amazing prizes on the table. If you want to see what those are, then go ahead and click the link and check it out, y'all. All right. Well, I hope that you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in 2022 if the Lord's will. Bye-bye. Katrina Neville, life enthusiast, author, and a master at motivation, brings to you
Beautifully Seasoned, a chariot ride into wisdom and God-led inspiration that will soothe your heart and strengthen your faith. Embrace your curves. Let Beautifully Seasoned honor the curves of your spirit, your mind, your goals, your wisdom, and your smile that has shaped you into the woman God created you to be. Allow God to do a new thing in you. Go to the Beautifully Seasoned podcast on all podcast platforms and her website, beautifullyseasonedyou.com.